Chris Bachman jumping on with you here for just a moment. Right now, Clare is on the field battling Nagani. They have a 12-0 lead in the bottom of the fifth inning, so this one could be wrapping up pretty soon. And with the way time constraints go on these days where you got the invites, multiple teams playing multiple times, probably will be over at the end of the fifth anyways, unless we see Nagani put up a big number here. But again, I got it just, pulled up. Our broadcast will begin soon because Clare's on the field right now, but they've got another game coming up against undefeated Petoskey. So it's going to be 7-0 Clare and unbeaten Petoskey. It should be a fantastic game. I'll leave this up for right now, but want to get that live stream going, check the connection. Sometimes you wait a little too long and it doesn't get you going at all. So keep checking in with you here. I'm going to leave that stream up, but as soon as Clare and Petoskey start warming up, we'll get that camera on the field fully, and we will get ready to go. It is the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Clare softball versus Petoskey coming right up. Again, they currently lead right now versus Nagani 12-0. Chris Spotman back with the Clare girls wrapped it up in 5 versus Nagani, winning 12-0. Great job on the mound from Kylie Wyman. Maddie Jones has already been warming up. It's going to be just a few minutes for Petoskey and Clare battle it out. I just pretty much got to go get the roster, Coach Kelly from Clare, and then I'll be back with you for our Woods Household pregame show. Undefeated Clare, undefeated Petoskey, ready to battle it out here at Brookwood Park and Clare. Back with more here in just a bit. Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to our Woods Household pregame show. Could be a little extended today as the game just got over with Clare and Negaunee. Before that, it was Petoskey and Negaunee, who's got a little bit of an invitational here at Clare today on the softball diamond. I do know the starters for Petoskey still waiting to get that last-second lineup card from Coach Kelly, and no knock on him. His team literally just got done playing moments ago. I do know I saw star pitcher Maddie Jones warming up in the turf room here at Clare, so I know she will be on the mound for the Lady Pioneers, and she is an absolute load to deal with. But what a game we have for you. 7-0 Clare, 8-0 Petoskey. This is going to be a battle. The Pioneers, one of the best teams in Division III, but they're playing up a couple divisions against this Petoskey squad. On the mound for Petoskey will be Bree Van Kotren. And Petoskey just watched this last game versus Negaunee. They saw the Lady Pioneers put up 6 in the first inning, just absolutely unloaded at the plate against the Negaunee Miners. But again, you're Petoskey, you're coming down here to Clare, you're playing down a couple divisions, you're always going to be very, very confident. We're going to take a break here on our Woods Household pregame show. When we come back, kind of run through that lineup for the Petoskey Northmen is their thing. I feel like I should change that up a little bit. We'll figure out what exactly we should say. And they'll be getting that lineup from Coach Kelly very, very soon. We will run through that as well. It's Clare, Petoskey, ready to battle it out here at Brookwood Park. Both teams' second game of the day, both victorious. Here we go. Clare, Petoskey coming right up. We'll be back right after this at our Woods Household pregame show. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to our Woods Household pregame show here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Coming to you live from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. More love going out to Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, the Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, along with our friends at Woods Household, the sponsor of this pregame show. We always talk about the best seat in the house, brought to you by Woods Household. I feel like we got a pretty good seat out here in the right field, I guess left field corner it would be, just side of the foul pole, kind of have that camera in. Try a different angle here today. The Clare press box is in a great spot, but not necessarily for a camera. I'm finding out the further you get away from the fence, the netting here at the baseball fields, the better view you have through them. And so kind of thought, you know what, let's try down the left field line. I've been curious about this. Camera's probably a little too high for me to be moving it around a whole lot. But if there is a ball hit out of view It'll be a blast. It'll be at least up against the wall or possibly over the fence, so you know your boy will go absolutely crazy if something like that happens. Petoskey comes into this game at 8-0. Leading off for them will be Alexis Carteret. She plays center field. Hitting in the number 2 spot will be Bree Van Kotren. Again, she'll be on the mound. Cora Howard is the DH for Petoskey. She'll be hitting in the 3 hole. Avery Least will be first base. She's batting in the cleanup spot. Hitting number 5, playing second base, is going to be Mia Owens. Behind the plate will be Addie Seagraves. She is hitting number 6. Hitting number 7 is going to be Lila Jones. She's at shortstop. Number 8 hitter is Courtney Howard. She's at third base. And Jordan Malik will be out in right field, batting in the number 9 spot. Then the designated player, designated fielder, you could say, for Petoskey will be Avery Terbiak. She will be out in left field. And I know it'll be Maddie Jones on the mound for the Lady Pioneers. Coach Kelly working on that lineup right now. We'll get to it hopefully right when we come back here. It is the Woods Household pregame show on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Getting ready for undefeated Clare, undefeated Petoskey to battle it out here on the softball diamond at Brookwood Park. Going to take a break. Be back with more right after this on our Woods Household pregame show. We're going to do when we come back is talk about how outstanding the softball is in the mid-Michigan area with our 6 ultra-local teams. It's unreal. We'll talk about it when we come back with more Woods Household pregame show on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Elevate your banking experience. Isabella Bank is your local banking partner. We understand the importance of personalized service, providing solutions that fit your unique needs. When you bank with us, together we can drive positive change and build stronger communities. Experience banking redefined. Make the switch today and experience banking that goes beyond. Isabella Bank. Local. Growing. Staying. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Bryant Family Farms would like to wish everyone good luck on the field and on the court. Bryant Family Farms offers maple syrup, mums, pumpkins, beef, goats, and fresh cut flowers. With you pick, bouquet arrangements, and subscription flowers. Bryant Family Farms, 3.5 miles south of the casino on South Leeton Road. Visit BryantFF.com or call 989-304-1201. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and our Woods Household pregame show. Still necessarily waiting on that lineup from Mr. Coach Kelly. Again, he's got a lot more important things to worry about than getting a lineup to me. We do know where all of our Clare girls are going to be at out in the field now. In the outfield, we're going to have Olivia Forsberg, Addie McMillan, along with Kylie Wyman, who was just fantastic on the mound in the previous game for the Lady Pioneers. And again, on the mound, it'll be Maddie Jones wearing double zero behind the plate. Catching is going to be Savannah Buzelli. At first base, it'll be Morgan Campbell. At second, it'll be Alyssa Brandon. At third, it'll be Pamela Allen. And at short, the all-stater, Tessa Kelly. Maddie Jones on the mound, taking a few final warm-ups. Claire is already warming up, ready to go. And I knew we were going to be working here in a hurry for this one, as these teams want to make sure they've got all the time they can have to get this game in. And sun still very high in the sky right now. Things looking good, but it is quite cloudy here. And we are ready to go. Maddie Jones in the circle. She has been dominant her entire career for Clare. I know she is going to be playing at the next level. I think if you asked her, the biggest win she picked up was probably last year when these Lady Pioneers bested the number 17 team in the nation. Yeah, not just the state, in the nation when we are talking Gaylord. Here we go. Petoskey, Clare, ready to battle it out. Maddie Jones on the hill. Here comes the first pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike. Again, I'm going to have to wait on some of these as can't exactly see it, as we're usually right behind the plate. Here comes the 0-1 from Jones. Kind of faking the bunt is Carteret. That one will miss 1-1 now, the count to the leadoff center fielder for Petoskey. Again, they come into this game at 8-0. Played a whole lot of D1, D2 teams. Clare plays out of D3. So playing up, but they're not scared to do so. That one's going to bounce in there. The count now 2-1 to Carteret. Get on deck. It's Bree Van Koteren. In the hole, Cora Howard. Jones taking her time. This one's going to be a dribbler that will go foul. Count now be 2-2. It's Jones on the mound. Behind the plate, Savannah Buselli. At first, Morgan Campbell. At second, Alyssa Brandon. At short, Tessa Kelly. At third, Pamela Allen. And in the outfield, you got Forsberg, McMillan, and Wyman. That one's just going to miss. That'll run the count full to 3-2 for the leadoff hitter for Petoskey, Carteret. Jones making sure she has the correct sign on the catcher's, I want to call it the catcher or quarterback wrist. But has the sign, throws it in there. It's going to be fouled off. We'll do the 3-2 again. And Chris Bachman with it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, live from Brookwood Park in Clare, brought to you by our friends J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC. This one's going to be pop foul, almost caught by the catcher, Buselli. That would have been an amazing play, but we'll do it again. So love J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Conwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, along with G&S Mechanical. And I said I want to talk about how outstanding the softball is in the mid-Michigan area, but kind of got up to bat here a little quicker than I expected, but that's a good thing. What an at-bat for Alexis Carteret. She's going to draw the walk on the 8th pitch of the at-bat. So leadoff hitter is on for Petoskey. They bested Negaunee 4-1. Clare was really able to put it on Negaunee 12-0-5, so you'd have to call Clare a favorite in this game just by what happened earlier today. Both teams having a similar opponent. Leadoff runner on for Petoskey. First pitch to Van Koteren, the pitching counterpart for Maddie Jones. Be over for a strike, 0-1. Next pitch from Jones. They're going to look to get it down the third baseline. It's going to go foul for Van Koteren, so she's already down the count 0-2, and that will take the bunt out of play. Batting from the left side is Verkotren. That one's going to bounce in there. It will allow the speedy Carteret to take second base. So now the count 1-2. Jones waiting for the signal from Buselli. Checks the wrist, makes sure they're on the same page. Steps into the middle of the circle. She's ready to go. Runner on second base. Still nobody out here. Clare versus Petoskey. This one will be fouled down the third baseline. We'll do the 1-2 one more time. So Carteret, when she had 2 strikes on her, was able to foul off a couple before she drew a walk. Now, Verkotren battling here as well. She was down the count 1-2. She's able to foul this one off to give herself another opportunity. Speedy center fielder Carteret at second. Comes the pitch. This one will be fouled out of play once again. Fantastic job by Verkotren staying alive. She's down to the count 1-2, but this will be pitch number 6 of the at-bat. Jones back into the middle of the circle. She's very experienced. She's not going to fret. She gives up a run or two here in the first inning. Gets it over to third base, looking to get the tag out, but sliding in safely is Carteret. The throw was a little bit too high to third base, which did not allow Pam Allen to get the tag down. You could call that one a single or a fielder's choice. I'm going to call it a single. Now a great situation here in the early going for Petoskey. Runners on the corners. The number 3 hitter, your designated hitter, Cora Howard, stepping to the plate. Big moment here early. Again, it's undefeated Petoskey, undefeated Clare. Howard looks to get the bunt down. I'm kind of surprised by that with the runners on first and third and your number 3 hitter up with nobody out. She must have a whole lot of speed out there. She's trying to drop down that bunt. Cheating in from third base just a bit was Pam Allen. Batting from the right side is Howard. Jones, the righty on the mound. Winds, deals. They look to check the runner down at third base. It's a great throw from Buselli, but diving back just in time is Carteret. Still nobody out here. Top of the first inning, 1-1 the count to Corey Howard, the number 3 hitter. Now runners at second and third after that throwdown. But I don't mind that throwdown at all from Buselli as he almost got that lead runner at third. Here comes the next pitch. Big swing and a miss that time. Nice job from Matty Jones. 1-2 now the count to Corey Howard. If you're Jones, you would love a punch out here. Here comes the 1-2. This is going to be fouled off. Petoskey doing a fantastic job staying alive at the plate with the really tough Matty Jones. Waiting till they get their pitch to handle. It's worked out well so far. That one's going to be a strikeout that time for Matty Jones. A big punch out there with runners at second and third, and the number 3 hitter at the plate. Big time play there from Matty Jones. Now stepping in, cleanup hitter playing first base, Avery Least. In there for a strike on pitch number 1. Mia Owens on deck. 1 out, top of the first inning, runners at second and third for the ladies from Petoskey. Jones winds, deals on the mound. It's going to be fouled off. Solis quickly behind in the count, 0-2. But all ladies from Petoskey have done a great job battling when they've been down 2 strikes. Matty Jones, slow trot back into the circle. Here comes the 0-2. This one's going to be fouled down the first baseline. No opportunity for Morgan Campbell to try and make a play. We'll do the 0-2 once again. And every batter top of this first inning has been able to foul off a 2-strike pitch from Matty Jones. This one's going to be hit hard towards center field. Not an easy play out there, but it is made. Now they try and throw it home. It will be a tag-up score, an RBI sacrifice fly for Avery Lust. The runner's going to move up to third as well with Verkotrin. So 1 run is across for Petoskey. They lead it 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. Stepping up to the plate now with 2 outs and a runner on third base is Mia Owens. Got to be very careful now on the mound if you're Matty Jones and Savannah Buselli behind the plate. You don't want one to get by you here to allow that run to come in from third with 2 outs without having them put the ball in play. Both these teams undefeated. This one's going to be hit towards second. Nice play out there, stabbing it, and the throw is in time over to first for the out. Nice play from Alyssa Brandon, able to get it to Campbell for the putout, and that'll bring us to the end of the top of the first inning. 1 runner left on base, 1 hit, 1 run scored for Petoskey as we head to the bottom of the first inning. We're going to learn who's coming up together here for the Lady Pioneers after we come back right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Get your yard ready for spring and summer with Martinez Lawn Care. Martinez Lawn Care is scheduling spring cleanups now, along with bush and tree trimming, landscaping needs, and scheduled mowing services. Find Martinez Lawn Care on Facebook or call them at 989-317-5536. Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Alyssa Brandon, Addie McMillan, Tessa Kelly due up top three for the Lady Pioneers. They trail 1-0 against Petoskey. On the mound for Petoskey is Bree Verkotren. She was stranded at third after she singled in the top of the first inning. Brandon stepping up to the plate. Got the assist to end the last inning. Say not much of a Woods household assist to the game or anything, but still a nice play out there from Brandon. First pitch from Verkotren's going to miss. 1-0. Round number 5, but you can't see it as she's got the jacket on here at Brookwood Park. Big swing and a miss on that one, counting now 1-1. Again, Addie McMillan on deck. She's playing out in the outfield behind her. Tessa Kelly is playing at short. Here comes the 1-1. That's going to be high, 2-1 the count. If you're Petoskey, you saw this Lady Pioneer team put up a 6th spot in the bottom of the first inning, or I guess it would have been the top of the first against Negaunee. That's going to be over for a strike. 2-2 now the count. Nice location that time from Verkotren. Brandon awaiting the 2-2 at the plate. He's going to hit this one foul. It's going to get out of play. It's a nice battle at the plate to start this game for the Lady Pioneers. Again, you got Verkotren at pitcher, Seagraves behind the plate, Least at first, Owens at second, James at short. Courtney Howard over at third base. In the outfield, you got Turbiak, Carteret, and Malik. Count now full, 3-2. This will be pitch number 7 of the at-bat here. And it will be a strikeout. Nice battle that time from Brandon, but she's going to go down on the punch-out from Verkotren. Petoskey beating Negaunee 4-1. And we see that score, and you think about what Clare's done. They've got I want to call them the favorite in this one, but if Verkotren's their number 1, she looked pretty darn good on that first at-bat. Pulls the string on that one as Addie McMillan is out in front. 0-1 the count. Verkotren kind of takes a few steps in from second base. Now she's ready to go in the middle of the circle. This one's going to be fouled back. McMillan quickly down on the count, 0-2. More love going out today to our friends at Mount Pleasant Public Schools, hiring bus drivers and parapros right now. They also need substitute teachers. Go to mtpleasantschools.net to get started. Those bus drivers, paid training, full bennies, parapro as well as you do that full time. Here comes a hit towards second base. It's going to be a pop-out for McMillan. That's going to bring up Tessa Kelly with nobody on. Much different situation than she had her first time up, as there was 6 runs across in that first inning. I mentioned how good the softball is. Beal walked it off versus Holton. They're now 11-0. Sacred Heart girls are 8-0. Oilers are 5-4, playing a really difficult schedule. Ithaca's 9-3. 2 of their losses are to Clare. Shepherd's 5-5. A bunch of their losses, I think 4 of their 5 are to Sacred Heart, Beal, and Clare. And Clare is 7-0. The softball we've got in the area is just absolutely unbelievable. 1-1 is the count after the first 2 pitches to Tessa Kelly from Verkotren. Kelly steps back in, batting from the right side. He's going to send this one foul over the press box here at Brookwood Park, out towards the railroad tracks. 1-2 now the count. Kelly always dangerous no matter what the count is. Threat to put runs on the board even if there's nobody on. She can definitely put it out of the park here and hit it up against. I guess they got a screen kind of protecting the turf center here at Clare High School in Brookwood Park. 2-2 now the count. 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning. Petoskey leads it 1-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. That one's going to miss low. 3-2. Count now running full to Kelly. Righty steps back in. Verkatra in the righty. Ready in the circle as well. This one's going to be hit right up the middle. Nice play from short over to first in time for the out. A fantastic play right there from Lila Janes as she is able to get the final out of the inning. It is 1-0 heading to the second. Petoskey leads Clare here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Keep our broadcast right here and thanks some more of our great sponsors like Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Our friends at JJ Painting and Martinez Lawn Care, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, Block Electric, The Diner, All Seasons Fireworks, Bryant Family Farms, Isabella Bank, Hanging by a Thread, Joe Wentworth, well, I guess I already said Joe Wentworth, Bryce Updegraff, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Big shout out to both of those guys. More love going out to the Isabella Community Sportsplex, Maury Courts, the Martin Ice Arena, and the Maury Gymnastics Center, Barry Funeral Home, Mid-Michigan Industries, Thomas McCann and the crew at Boomer's Lawn Care, Clyde and the crew at Doozy's Ice Cream Place, our friends at Rick's Food Center, Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Gross Farms and Brad Gross Electric, Bogwai Banga and Bradley, WW Construction, the Fisher Companies, Central Concrete, Central Asphalt, and Fisher Transportation, Kenneth Egger, DDS, and your official Clare Pioneer Gear headquarters, almost up north, and Stitches for Britches. Here we go, top of the second inning. Petoskey leads it 1-0. Due up for Petoskey, it is 6, 7, and 8. Seagraves, Janes, and Howard. Jones back on the, I almost want to say Hill. This one's going to be hit towards second. What a play at second base. Diving, coming up with a stab as Alyssa Brandon as she nabs the runner at first. What a play from Brandon at second base. And had base hit written all over it, but Brandon with the diving stab able to jump up quickly enough to throw it over to first base in time for the out to Morgan Campbell. How about our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game? That's it right now. Web Gem material if you're familiar with the old baseball tonight. First pitch from Jones to Lila Janes is going to be over for a strike. Janes had a great play at short. Get Petoskey out of that first inning. Here comes a high pop-up. Campbell looks to make the play over at first, and she will. And so this inning starting off a lot different than the last inning did for Petoskey, as he had Carteret seeing 8 pitches before she walked, and then a single from Verkatra on the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Here you got 3 pitches, already 2 outs from Addie Jones. Here comes Courtney Howard to the plate for Petoskey. Batting up from the right. Jones, the righty, zings that one in there. It's going to miss 1-0. Jones deals on the mound. That's going to miss low and inside for ball 2. Howard ready with the 2-0. That's going to be over for a strike, and a great location that time for Maddie Jones as she had Howard kind of buckling out of the way a bit. 1-0 the score. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Clare trails Petoskey. Big swing and a miss that time from Courtney Howard. Count is now 2-2. Howard steps back in. Jones stepping back into the circle. Winds and deals. It's going to be fouled off the backstop. We'll do the 2-2 again. And every time Petoskey's gotten to 2 strikes, it seems like they've been able to foul one off. Great job battling there. Jones wearing 00, ready to go on the mound. Big swing and a miss as she gets the punch out to end the inning there. So Clare trails 1-0 heading to the bottom of the second inning. We've got 4, 5, 6 due up for the Pioneers. When we come back right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Cleanup hitter Breeze Yarger now at the plate. She's definitely the designated hitter for the Pioneers in this one. That's going to be over for a strike as well, so she's quickly behind the count 0-2. Thought the first one missed, or the second one missed, pardon me, but Yarger down 0-2. She ain't scared, though, one of the better hitters for Clare. And as I say that, this entire Clare lineup can absolutely rake. 1-2 now the count as that one misses there for Yarger. Good eye taking the 0-2 pitch. Comes a pop-up, not an easy play, charging in to make the play from right field, and what a play it was from Jordan Malek. She comes in to make the catch, and it was not an easy one. And if she doesn't bring that one down, it'd been tough for her to turn and try and make the throw. It probably would have been extra bases for Breeze Yarger. Now here comes Maddie Jones to the plate for the Lady Pioneers. First one's going to miss low. For Cotran going against her pitching counterpart here now. Jones steps back in. Cotran winds and deals. This one's blasted towards center field. Not an easy play. Gathering underneath it to make the catch is Carteret. So a couple of dramatic flyouts here for the Pioneers, but they're not able to get anything out of it. Now stepping up to the plate is Morgan Campbell, and I got to give some love to the ladies here in the outfield who are hooking me up with the ladies wearing the jackets when I can't necessarily tell who it is. So here comes Morgan Campbell playing first base, hitting in the number 6 spot. First pitch is going to be over for a strike from Verkotrin. Cotran ready again here. This one's going to be hit hard towards short. Another nice play there from Janes, over in time for the out. And so I would not be afraid to say this is the first time that you've had 3 up, 3 down through the first 2 innings with this very, very potent Lady Pioneer offense. But it's been a very nice job from Verkotrin on the mound and the defense behind her. Time for us to take another quick break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back, Petoskey will be due up to bat looking to build on their 1-0 lead. It's high school softball on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Number 9 hitter Jordan Malik now up for Petoskey. First one's going to miss from Jones. 1-0 the count. She's going to get the bunt down. It will go foul. So 1-1 now the count to the number 9 hitter Malik. Back to the top of the order after this with Carteret. She has the only run of the game, and she reached via walk. Stole second, was able to reach third, and was brought in on a sacrifice RBI from Avery Least. That one's also going to miss. 2-1. Now the count to Malik. And more love going out to our sponsors. We're coming to you live from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Much love to our friends at Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, the Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, and Woods Household Appliance. Weefrich Financial, the sponsor of our Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game. Going to pick one right now. It's probably Verkotrin from Petoskey, who's done a nice job on the mound, getting 3 up, 3 down through 2 innings against this really, really potent Clare offense. Taking a walk that time is going to be Jordan Malik. It's back to the top of the order with Alexis Carteret. Carteret again walked, scored the only run of this game. It's 1-0. Top of the third inning. This one's going to be hit foul. Carteret down the count, 0-1. And if you're Clare going against Petoskey here, you're playing up a couple divisions. If Petoskey is in Division 2, they are one of the biggest teams in Division 2. I know Gaylord's there with about 900 kids. I think Petoskey will be just over that, so they would be in Division 1. Bunt is down towards third base. Only play is over at first. It's going to get away from first. That's going to allow the runner to move up to third. Not a bad throw over to third base, but there in time is Jordan Malik. So you've got runners on the corners now. We'll call that one a single from Carteret. This is not an easy play with the speed that she has. They do rule it an error on Game Changer, but again, if I cannot make the play, I'm not going to rule it an error. Big moment now. Clare trails 1-0. We're in the top of the third inning. Maddie Jones on the mound. Runners on the corners. Nobody out. And you've got 2, 3, 4 due up now for Petoskey. Verkotrin shows bunt, pulls it back, and will be a strike called. Or no, actually, they're going to say it's ball one. Pardon me. I thought I heard the strike call from the umpire, but going by the scoreboard here as I am not right behind the plate. Runners on the corners for Verkotrin. Singled her first time up. Checks the swing that time. They're going to say she went around 1-1. Still nobody out here in the top of the third inning. Petoskey leads Clare 1-0. Clare's gone 3 up, 3 down through the first 2 innings. I'll keep saying it. Probably for the first time this year, Verkotrin has been great on the mound. Now looking to help her cause here at the plate with runners at the corners and nobody out. She's now ahead in the count 2-1. Jones deals. It's going to be fouled back off the glove of the catcher. Count now 2-2. Maddie Jones already has 2 punch-outs here through the first 2 innings. Be a big time to get another one here. She gets the ball from the catcher, Buselli. Slowly walks out to the mound. As that happened, Carteret was able to move from first to second with her speed. So her second stolen base of the day as well. This one's going to be fouled over the backstop. We'll do the 2-2 once more. Just kind of a rough count here. I believe that's the 8th foul ball with 2 strikes for Petoskey. So they're just really tough to put down. Here comes a blast out towards right center field. It's gone. A 3-run shot for Bree Verkotrin. And what a start for her, as she's been great on the mound. And she now hits the bomb to put her team up 4-0 here in the top of the third inning. Again, Maddie Jones on the mound isn't going to be worried. She's gone against some powerhouse teams, but Petoskey, who only put up 4 against Negaunee, now looking really, really good here. You think about what Clare did to Negaunee, winning 12-0 in 5. Sometimes you only got that really good number 1. Maybe Negaunee didn't throw their number 1 against Clare, and they did against Petoskey. 4-0 our score here after the bomb from Verkotrin. She is now 2 for 2 on the day. 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 Now at the plate is Cora Howard. She struck out her first time up. So it'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Pioneers when they come up in the bottom of the third. Trailing 4-0 at least. Jones back in the middle of the circle. Winds and deals. Big swing and a miss there for Howard. The count now 2-1. Howard the DH for Petoskey. Avery Terbiak is playing at left field. Howard hitting for her. That one's going to miss. 3-1 now, the count to Howard. So Avery least on deck. Start to hear the wind blow at Brookwood Park and blowing out. It's helped send that last blast out for Verkotrin. And there will be a walk surrendered now to Howard. So still nobody out here. Top of the third inning. 4-0 is already the score. And Coach Kelly out now to talk with Maddie Jones. Could see a pitching change here. Pitching the first game, absolutely fantastic on the mound, was Kelly Wyman. She could come in here, and it could be one of those situations if you're used to pitching that first game. If you're Maddie Jones, her and Wyman switching it out there, maybe just a little bit different. But it will be Jones staying on the mound for the Lady Pioneers. And I think if you're Coach Kelly, you're telling your team, hey, we're going against an 8-0 squad. We're going to give up a few runs to them. We've got to wake up our bats at the plate to get back into this game. Runner on first. Nobody out. Already 3 runs across here in the top of the third inning for Petoskey. Jones in the circle, ready to work. That'll be over for a strike on the inside corner. Nice location that time to Avery Lease, the cleanup hitter for Petoskey. She had a sacrifice RBI in the first inning to bring in Alexis Carteret. This was going to be hit towards second. Not an easy play out there. It is fielded cleanly and sent over in time by Alyssa Brandon. So ground out for Lease that will move up the runner. Howard now at second. Here comes Mia Owens. She grounded out to second base to end the first inning. Behind her is Addie Seagraves. Runner at second base now for Owens. Jones sends the first one across. It's over for a strike. You just had that meeting on the mound with Coach Kelly, and I'll say it again. I imagine he's telling his team, we're playing a D1 school that's undefeated. We're already midway through the year or so. You know they're a third of the way through the year. Bunt is going to go foul. Nice job letting it roll for a couple more seconds there by Buzelli. She was going to be able to get the throw to first in time for the out, but that runner was definitely going to move up to third. 0-2 the count to Owens. Let me try and pull the string here. Get yourself a strikeout or bounce one in there. Try and get second base. Owens the chase. That one will bounce in there. Good eye from Owens. She doesn't go after that one. It's Chris Bachman in Clare. Clare softball against Petoskey, coming to you live from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Well, Gates Drilling and Service halftime report, obviously, with baseball and softball action, but we'll continue to give them love throughout the day. Think about that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. We're looking to give it to somebody from Clare, but right now, Bree Verkotrin has got Clare to go 6 up, 6 down, and she's also blasted a home run, a 3-run home run. It's helped her team get ahead 4-0. This one's going to be popped up. It'll go foul. Count now 2-2 with Mia Owens. 1 out, top of the third. Runner at second base for Petoskey. Jones gets that one for the strikeout. Her third strikeout through 2 2/3. Here comes Addie Seagraves. Last inning, she started out things in the top of the second by grounding out to second base. 4-0 the score. Jones deals on the mound. That's just going to miss high for ball 1. After Seagraves, you got Lila Janes. If you're Maddie Jones and the Clare Pioneer girls, you don't want to see her come up. That one's going to miss as well. 2-0 now the count. Here comes the next one from Jones. That'll also bounce in there. 3-0 now the count to Addie Seagraves. That runner on second. You don't want two runners on. 2 outs. You want to get this out here if you are Maddie Jones. And on deck, it's Lila Janes. Here comes a 3-0 for Maddie Jones. Taken all the way at the plate of Seagraves, and it's over for a strike. 3-1 now the count. Two outs, top of the third inning, 4-0 Petoskey. Big swing and a miss that time as Jones pulled the string on Seagraves, and she was way out in front. Full count, 2 outs. Runner at second base. Already 3 runs across here in the top of the third. Big moment in this ball game. Jones winds and deals. It's going to be fouled back again. Again, these Petoskey girls, when they get 2 strikes on them, they do a great job of just doing whatever they can to stay it alive. Jones got the signal from Coach Kelly. Winds and deals. Going to be hit right up the middle. Not an easy play for Kelly, but she digs it out and makes the throw over to first in time. And that wasn't really a dig by Kelly, I guess, at shortstop, but a really tough play as it came in hot and she was able to make the throw. But 3 runs do come across for Petoskey. It's 7, 8, 9 due up for Clare. They're still looking for their first base runner of the ball game. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, just like our student athletes, they bring it. If you need sand or gravel, they bring it to you with fast service and a great price. For all of your sand and gravel needs, call Central Michigan Sand and Gravel today at 989-382-7089. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, a proud supporter of our student athletes competing for their schools. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning has been family-owned and serving mid-Michigan since 1962. They're dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and supports our local community. For all of your heating and air conditioning needs, call Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning at 989-772-2881.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Verkotrin back out there. She's been perfect through 2. Seems weird to say perfect through 2, but again, you got a lineup that put up 6 runs in the game before this. It's been an impressive start for Verkotrin on the mound, along with the defense behind her. We'll see if she can continue things. Here comes Olivia Forsberg to the plate for the Lady Pioneers. Way out in front of that one was Forsberg. It's been a strikeout, a pop out to second base, ground out to short, a fly out to right, fly out to center field, and a ground out to short for the 6 outs for the Pioneers. And you got to give the credit to Verkotrin, but it hasn't been all her. She's had great defense behind her. That's over for a strike. 0-2 the count quickly to Forsberg. Verkotrin working quickly. That one's going to miss. 1-2 now the count to Forsberg. This one's going to be fouled off the backstop. We'll do the 1-2 again. 4-0 the score. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Big 3-run home run in the top of the third for Bree Van Kotrin. So it's got Petoskey out in front. They did get 1 run, obviously, in the first as well. Big swing and a miss that time. It's fouled back again for Forsberg. Yes, it's not a swing and a miss then if she fouled it back. Good job by Forsberg staying alive on a nice pitch from Verkotren. Yet I'm not right behind the plate, so I can't see how much movement Verkotren's got. I can tell you from my vantage point that she is changing speeds very, very well. High fly ball out to center field. Gathering underneath it to make the play is Carteret. Here comes Savannah Buzelli. Buzelli behind the plate. There's number 18. First pitch. Waiting to see it exactly on the scoreboard here. We'll miss 1-0 the count to Buzelli. Buzelli, the number 8 hitter, just looking to get something going for Clare. They've had 0 base runners here through 2 1/3. This one's hit up the middle, and there is a base hit for the catcher Buzelli to get a runner on. You just feel like the girls seeing somebody on base, so maybe change a few things here. Bottom of the 3rd inning. 4-0 Petoskey with the lead, but the first time for the Pioneers to have a base runner up. And now it's Sophie Buzelli up. Oh, no, pardon me, it's Wyman up. Kylie Wyman to the plate for the Lady Pioneers. Buzelli's out there to pinch run for her sister. So you got Sophia Buzelli running for Savannah Buzelli. First one's going to miss. 0-1 the count. Or pardon me, it's over for a strike to Wyman. 0-1 the count. Wyman playing out in right field. I guess out here in left field right next to me. I'm kind of turned around looking from the outfield as opposed to the press box. That one's going to miss. 1-1 the count now to Wyman. And Wyman, not your typical number 9 hitter. Capable to go yard from all parts of the field. She was injured last year. I know it was a big miss for the Pioneers. And, oh, yeah, they were still in the state semifinals. Had a pretty darn good year. That one's going to be fouled back. 1-2 now the count to Wyman. Back to the top of the order, and Alyssa Brandon after this. She was able to run the count full before striking out in the first. Wyman digs back in. Pulling something off of that one on the mound is Verkotren. So Wyman's going to go down on strikes. Back to the top of the order here, and Alyssa Brandon. Still at first base is Sophie Buzelli, who's running for Savannah Buzelli, the catcher. This one's going to be pop foul. 1-1 the count to Brandon. Got McMillan and Kelly next to due up. Love for either one of those ladies to come up with a couple of runners on base. That one's going to be high. It's going to get away from the catcher. Buzelli just kind of dances away from first, doesn't really try and take second. Good decision there. You're down by 4 runs. No point in getting tagged out. This one's going to be hit towards second base. Not an easy play, but they're able to make it in time. And so there was 1 runner left on, but Verkotren continues to be dominant on the mound, giving up nothing to this powerful Clare offense through 3. We're headed to inning number 4. Due up for Petoskey. It'll be Lila Jones, Courtney Howard, and Jordan Malik, who actually started off the 3rd inning with a walk. The big play of the game so far, Bill's Custom fabrication of the game, the 3-run home run from Bree Verkotren. And again, she's also been dominant on the mound. You look at what this Clare Pioneer offense has done this year, putting up some big, big numbers. Actually pull up their schedule here. They've won 9-3, 6-5, 21-0, 15-0, 12-0, 6-1, and 12-0 over Sheboygan earlier here today. And pardon me for hitting the cricket hotkey there. That's what was going on there. But now they trail 4-0 versus Petoskey. So looking at the scores, I know they trailed Ithaca 1-0 in their first game of the year. Were able to come back quickly to get ahead 2-1 in the next half inning. So this is the first time they've trailed for a significant amount of time this season. Let's see how they continue to respond. It's Lila Janes at the plate for Petoskey. She popped out to first, her only time up in the second inning. She wants to get the bunt down. It's going to go foul. St. Jones remains on the mound. She actually came over near our broadcast position and was warming up a bit the last time while Petoskey was at the plate. And it is a bit chilly, bit windy out there on the mound. Janes is going to foul this one, maybe right off that catcher's mask. Loud snap there as it fouled back. Jones ahead in the count, 0-2. Janes steps back in. She's going to pop this one down the first baseline. No play to be made. Yeah, I think that's like foul ball number 10 on 2 strikes this afternoon for Petoskey. They've just done a great job fouling it off. And again, made a mistake earlier, too, with Sheboygan that Clare had just beat, not Negaunee, who Petoskey had beat earlier today. So getting those matchups a little goofed up there. That's a my bad. 1-2 now the count to Jones as that one, or Janes as that one misses. It's going to be pot way high in the air. Kelly gathers underneath it at her shortstop position, and she's able to make the catch. Not an easy play there for the senior shortstop. She's able to gather underneath it to make the play. Here comes Courtney Howard. She struck out her only time up in the second inning. Maddie Jones out there. Pitch number 69 or 70 coming up here. Wides, deals. Looking to put down the bunt, pulling it back. It still will be a strike, is Courtney Howard. Howard steps back in, batting from the right side. Big swing and a miss on that one. She's already down the count 0-2. And she struck out her first time up. 4-0 our score here. Top of the fourth inning. That one almost gets away from Buzelli behind the plate. Nice job to keep it in front of her. 1-2 now the count. I'll talk to you about that Woods household. Appliance, best seat in the house. Definitely those umpires out there. Right behind home plate. Right down at first baseline as well. And game earlier this week with Shepherd and St. Louis varsity baseball actually couldn't play because there was not enough officials. That official shortage starting to wreak havoc around the mid-Michigan area. If you know somebody who wants to get involved, or if you want to get involved, head to MHSAA.com and click on the Be the Referee tab to get started. Jones is going to miss on that one. Nice job staying patient by Courtney Howard. The count is now full, 3-2. One out here, top of the fourth inning. And it will be a punch out for Maddie Jones. Here comes Jordan Malik. You've got McMillan, Kelly, Yarger, Jones. 2, 3, 4, 5 possibly due up for Clare. You'd love to get a 1-2-3 here. Get yourself some momentum coming back out in the bottom of the fourth inning, trailing 4-0. And not wanting anything to do with that is the young lady at the plate from Petoskey and Jordan Malik. She's going to foul this one off. Again, Jones, a star pitcher. She will be playing at the next level. She's been in much tougher situations than this. You're not going to get her scared. You're not going to get her nervous on the mound. She's going to go out there and deal like she knows how to do. There's going to be great hitting at the plate. Well, good for them. That one's going to miss to Malik. 1-1 now the count. Jordan Malik's playing right field, batting in the number 9 spot for Petoskey. She walked her first time up, came around to score one of their 4 runs. Great location, low in the strike zone that time from Maddie Jones. Jones winds and deals again. Looking to get the call. She won't get it. Count is now 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. So, man, Aiden Mandel would say it's a whole lot of twos up there. 2-2, 2 outs. Maddie Jones stepping into the circle, ready to go. Just going to miss high. Great eye out there from Malik to take that one. Jones ready to go with the 3-2, 2 outs. It's going to be hit towards third. Not an easy play, and digging it out of the dirt at first base is Morgan Campbell. So it'll be 3 up, 3 down for Petoskey. And as I said, you got the middle of the lineup coming up for Clare in the 4th inning. It's Addie McMillan, Tessie Kelly, and Breeze Yarger. When we come back, you're listening to High School Sports here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back right after this, after a quick word from some of our fantastic sponsors that make it possible for us to be here. Call the action.
Hey, Rowan. Want to toss the ball around?
No, thanks.
A quick game of chess?
Maybe later.
Want me to teach you to ride a bike?
Pop, we did all that when I was little.
I guess you're right. Marbury Law's kept me so busy, time has just flown by.
There is one thing, though. You got any cookies?
Thought you'd never ask.
Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291.
Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric, and go Aggies!
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Addie McMillan at the plate. First 2 pitches, one is over for a strike, one is going to miss, 1-1 the count. Cawtron continuing to deal on the mound. She has been fantastic. That one's going to miss 2-1. Squirts away from the catcher, but no harm as there's nobody on base for the Pioneers. Matter of fact, the Pioneers have only had 1 base runner this entire contest. It was Savannah Buselli who singled in the 3rd inning. McMillan popped out to second base her first time up. She's going to foul this one over the backstop. 2-2. Now the count to McMillan. And with the way Cawtron's pitching, if you're McMillan, you start to think in the back of your head, man, could I have another opportunity to come back up? And I think you would in the 6th or the 7th, but Cawtron has been dominant on the mound so far. This one's popped up. Cawtron's going to call everybody off, and she'll catch it right in the circle. So pop out to the pitcher for McMillan. Here comes Tessa Kelly. She grounded out to short her first time up. Bring the first inning to an end. It was a really nice play at short from Lila James. First pitch is going to bounce in there. 1-0 the count to Kelly. Again, you got Yarger on deck. Maddie Jones behind her. Morgan Campbell, Olivia Forsberg. This is a game that could get tied up real quickly. But for Cawtron, dealing on the mound right now for Petoskey. 4-0. The Lady Northman with the lead. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. 1-1 now the count as that one's over for a strike to Kelly. These ladies from Petoskey having a fantastic game with Cawtron on the mound. They lead at 4-0. Cawtron has also homered as well. The next pitch is going to miss. 2-1 now the count to Tessa Kelly. Cawtron winds the deals. Kelly puts a blast into this one. Trying to make the play from center field. It's going to be dropped out there. It was a long, long run. Trying to make the play was Alexis Carteret from her center field position. She just couldn't quite make it. But again, I'm going to give credit for a single to Kelly because I'm not making that play from center field. Maybe you should have let Janes make that catch from second or from shortstop, as it was just a long way to run for Carteret. 1 out, run around first base. Here comes a high fly ball swinging at the very first pitch is Breeze Yarger. Not an easy play out there in right field, but gathering underneath it to make the play is Jordan Malik. So now 2 down. Kelly still at first base. Here comes Maddie Jones. Bottom 4. 4-0. Petoskey leads it over Clare. Both of these teams undefeated coming into this game. Both have already won here today. This one's going to be fouled off by Jones over the press box. So on the mound, Verkotrin has only struck out 2, but she's got some great defense behind her. She's only allowed 2 base runners. She's got a 3-run home run herself at the plate. Kelly's going to be able to take second base as the ball squirts away from the catcher, Addie Seagraves. 1-1 now the count. For Jones, send one to the outfield here. You will be able to score Kelly with her speed at second base. Jones is going to send this one towards the backstop. It will get out of play. 1-2 the count now to Maddie Jones. Verkotrin back into the circle. She winds and deals. Can be fouled off the backstop. Just missing that one was Maddie Jones. One and two the count. There's 2 outs here, bottom of the 4th inning. Clare with their first runner at second base. It's Tessa Kelly. And it will be a strikeout to end the inning for Verkotrin. Boy, what a game she is having through 4. She has given up only 2 hits. She has struck out now 3, and she's got a 3-run home run to boot. We're heading to the top of the 5th inning. Clare trails Petoskey 4-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We'll be back right after this, after a word from some of our fantastic sponsors that make it possible for us to be here. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Thanks to coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. 989-620-6595.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Here comes a drive. What a catch in center field. Tracking it down and snagging it is Addie McMillan as you talk about our Bills Custom fabrication of the game. Absolutely putting a drive into that one was Carteret, but it'll just be a fly out to center field as McMillan is able to track it down and make a fantastic play for the Lady Pioneers. And maybe it's something like that that can get this squad going as they trail 4-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. Here comes Bree Verkotrin to the plate. She singled in the 1st inning, was stranded at 3rd. Then in the 3rd inning when she came up, she said, you know what, I'm not going to leave it to anybody else. I'll just send this one out of here. A 3-run home run. Now, obviously, it's a 4-run game, but I'm going to say that is the difference in the ball game right now. This game would have a whole lot different feel if it was just a 1 run that came across in the top of that 1st inning for Petoskey. Say Jones and Verkotrin have both been pretty dominant on the mound. Again, you take away that bomb, it's just a 1-0 game. Jones winds and deals to Verkotrin. That's going to be over for a strike. Quickly ahead in the count is Jones, 0-2. But again, with Verkotrin at the plate, you got to be very, very careful. Maybe a pitch or 2 to waste here. That one's going to miss 1-2. Again, I don't mind the decision, though, from Maddie Jones to try and get Verkotrin to chase one low and outside. Jones making sure she has the correct pitch. She winds and deals. It's going to be hit towards third. What a catch over at third base. Pam Allen kind of had to duck and lean a little bit, but it just kind of almost ended up in her glove. So that'll just be a pop out to third base. Here comes Cora Howard. Cora Howard struck out in the first inning. She walked and was stranded in the third. It's 4-0 here in the top of the fifth inning. Clare trails Petoskey. Big swing and a miss for Howard on that one. Maddie Jones looking at pitch 88, 89, 90 here. That pitch count starting to pile up a little bit. But again, for these girls, it's a natural pitching motion. Comes a fly ball. Tough play for Wyman, but she makes it right in front of us here. What a catch from Kylie Wyman. And so two big catches in the outfield for the Pioneers. Are going to have them headed to the bottom of the fifth. They still trail at 4-0, but maybe a little momentum now. Morgan Campbell, Olivia Forsberg, and Savannah Buzelli is due up for Clare. We're going to take a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Clare softball right after this. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the fifth generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bryce up the graph with Gradium Realty, Robin Stressman.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Well, a whoopsie-doozy playing that one the second time there. First batter of the bottom of the fifth here. It's going to be Campbell popping out quickly, so already one out. Here comes Olivia Forsberg to the plate. Claire's got to get something going here. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. They trail 4-0. Forsberg's going to foul off the first pitch that she sees down the first baseline. For Cauldron, dominant on the mound so far. Lady Pioneers, their powerful offense, have only had one runner reach second base this entire game. Here we are in the bottom of the fifth. Maddie Jones has been solid on the mound as well for the Pioneers. She gave up one run in the first, and then with two runners on, it was a 3-run home run against her pitching counterpart for Cauldron. Forsberg looks at that one. It's over for a strike. 0-2 now the count. She'll rope this one towards second base. Nice play out there. Stabbing it and making the play is Mia Owens. And so 2 up, 2 down very quickly here for Clare in the bottom of the fifth inning. And they're down to their final 7 outs of the ball game. And with this game going quick, the sun shining a bit here at Clare now, I think they definitely will be able to finish that one. I know that was a worry thing that you got to have when you get all these games in one day. Get that game started at 4:30. Will you be able to get it all in? That's going to be over for a strike. Sally down the count 0-1. She singled her first time up a couple innings ago and was stranded there. She's way out in front of this one as Verkotrin pulls the string on it. Cauldron steps back into the circle. Winds and deals. Just going to miss. 1-2 now the count to Buzelli. Kylie Wyman in the number 9 spot due up next. Then it's back to the top of the order. Buzelli's going to pop this one foul and she'll stay alive. So it goes out of play down the first baseline. 4-0. Petoskey in the lead here. Bottom of the fifth inning. 2 out. Nobody on base for the catcher, Savannah Buzelli, as she steps back in. This one's going to be hit for a base hit, so she is now 2 for 2 on the day. Buzelli lines it up the middle once again. She was stranded at first base in the third. See if Kylie Wyman can do something here. We'll have a pinch runner coming in It'll be Sophia Buzelli coming in to run for Savannah Buzelli. Wyman at the plate. For Cochran, winds the deal. This one's going to be popped up. Not an easy plant short for James, but she's able to make it to end the inning. Verkochtrin continues to be dominant. I'll say it again. Just one runner has reached second base this entire ball game for the Lady Pioneers. We're headed to the sixth inning. It's 4-0. Petoskey with the lead. Due up is Avery Leist, Mia Owens, along with Addie Seagraves. Maddie Jones will remain on the mound for the Pioneers. Again, she's been solid there. You take away that 3-run bomb from Verkochtrin, who just seems to be a fantastic player with what she's done at the plate and what she's doing on the mound. Could just be a 1-0 game. And more love going out to her friends, GNS Mechanical, ENS Graphics, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Konowinski Construction, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, J&J Auto, and our friends at Woods Household. Weefrich Financial, sponsor of the Zeta Batchelder Baller of the Game. Clark Modular Homes, the Bird All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Gates Drawing and Service, and Barberry Law. A few times throughout the basketball season, talked about that Mid-Michigan Sports Network Roundup, brought to you by Clark Modular Homes. I'll run through it again. Sacred Heart girls are 8-0. The Beal girls are now 11-0. The Oilers are 5-4 with a really tough schedule. Shepherd's 5-5. 4 of their 5 losses are to Sacred Heart, 2 to Beal, and 1 to Clare. Ithaca's 9-3. 2 of their 3 losses are to this Clare team. Clare, 7-0. We have got some fantastic softball in the mid-Michigan area. Jones back on the mound. And it's Leist, Owens, Seagraves, due up for Petoskey. Jones going to miss on the first one. 1-0 the count. Leist has done a nice job over at first base. She hasn't had to dig a whole lot out. She had to stretch a few times to get some of those runners from Clare. Somebody fouled down the first baseline, 1-1 the count. Top of the sixth inning, 4-0. Pioneers trail Petoskey. Petoskey with 1 in the first, 3 in the third. It's all zeros on the scoreboard besides that. Jones steps into the middle of the circle, ready with the 1-1. Big swing and a miss at the plate that time from Leist. Pardon me to those Petoskey folks as I'm butchering that name. And I even got it from the coach before the game. Just slipped my mind as I was so worried about Verkochtrin. Comes the next one from Jones. Hard hit towards second. Not an easy play, but it is made at second base by Miss Alyssa Brandon. Over in time to first to Morgan Campbell for the out. Say it again. I feel like Maddie Jones has done a solid job on the mound. This Petoskey team comes in at 7-0 or 8-0. Pardon me. Very capable of putting up a bunch of runs. They're playing a division down. They're going to be very confident. So you take away that 3-run bomb. This is a 1-0 ball game in the sixth inning. First pitch is going to get away from the catcher Buselli. Call the ball. Owens will step back in for Petoskey ahead in the count 1-0. Jones winds, deals. That one's just going to miss. 2-0 the count. Addie Seagraves on deck. She's 0 for 2. Owens, who's at the plate, is 0 for 2. Big swing and a miss that time from Owens. As a matter of fact, you take away the top 2 hitters for Petoskey. You got a sacrifice RBI, a walk, and a run score, but that's it. And most of the damage been done by Carteret and Verkochtrin. That one's also going to miss. 3-1 now the count to me Owens. So you think about that Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game as well, the big bat. You want to go to somebody from Clare, but Verkochtrin with that 3-run bomb and now a walk is drawn by Mia Owens. Stepping up now is Addie Seagraves. Again, she's 0 for 2 on the day. Maddie Jones back in the circle, ready to go. Nearing pitch 100. That one's going to get away from the catcher. Dancing up to second base is Mia Owens. Now a runner in scoring position here for Seagraves. Just one out. Sixth inning. For Petoskey, you'd love to get another insurance run or two here. Jones ready to go now with that runner at second base. That one's going to miss. 2-0 the count. Jones working a bit slower now with that runner on second base. Steps back into the middle of the circle. Down the count, 2-0. Bunt is being shown. Pulled it back and see if it will be ball 3. So 3-0 now for Addie Seagraves. Lila Jane's on deck. She's over 2. That's going to be a similar story towards the bottom of this order for Petoskey. That's going to be over for a strike, taken all the way that time with Seagraves. 3-1 now the count. And after the first 2 batters, it's just been 3 walks drawn by the rest of the lineup. That one's also over for a strike. 3-2 now the count. Or no, pardon me. I'm waiting on the scoreboard here. They are stepping back in. No, it's going to remain 3-1, I guess. Maybe just changing the softball there. And that will be ball 4. And so another walk surrendered. Heading to first is Addie Seagraves. At second is Mia Owens. And here comes the shortstop, Lila Janes, to the plate. Courtney Howard on deck. Janes and Howard are a combined 0 for 4 on the day. Jones making sure she's got everything correct as she steps back into the middle of the circle. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Top of the 6th inning. At the plate, the number 7 hitter, the shortstop, Lila Janes. First pitch is over for a strike for Maddie Jones. Jones winds and deals, showing bunt again. Is the batter quickly over to first in time for the out. They're going to say a squirted out of the glove at first base. Tough call over there for Campbell. But now the bases are loaded, and there is just 1 out, as we're going to call it, a bunt single for Lila Janes. If you're Petoskey, you love the opportunity to open this one up a bit here. And now if you're Maddie Jones, you got to be very, very careful with Courtney Howard. The good news, if you're a Pioneer fan, Courtney Howard has struck out both of her times at the plate. Jones into the circle, ready to work, showing bunt once again is Janes. It's going to be a high pitch. It's going to get away from the catcher. They look to get the lead runner out at home, waiting for the call. It will be out at home. A big-time tag out there. Buzelli hustling to get the ball. And Mia Owens is going to be called out at home. A big play to remember right there. Talk about our Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game. A nice little assist right there from Buzelli as she was able to get it back to Maddie Jones in time for the tag. Big moment right there. Now 2 outs, but still runners at second and third for Petoskey. At the plate now is going to be Jordan Malik. Or pardon me, it's still Howard at the plate as that one got away from the catcher. Pardon me, losing my mind a little bit there with the big play. But still runners at second and third, looking to get that lead runner out at home. Now they've got her in a bit of a pickle. Throw's going to get away from third base. A great job of base running, somehow getting back by Addie Seagraves. Seagraves remains at third. Janes remains at second. The Pioneers almost got out of the inning with the pickle play. Count is 2-0. To Courtney Howard as she steps back in, batting from the right side. 3-0 actually is the count, pardon me. And it will be ball 4. So the bases are loaded with Lady Northman. And that just sounds weird with ladies from Petoskey. Number 9 hitter, Jordan Malik at the plate. She walked, came around to score on a home run in the third, grounded out the third base in the fourth to end the inning. Big moment here. Bases loaded. Clare already trails 4-0. They are down to their final 6 outs. First pitch is over for a strike from Maddie Jones to Jordan Malik. Second one also over for a strike. Problem is, if you're Jones on the mound, you can't really do anything crazy here with that runner at third base. Can't really put one in the dirt here, as you would normally like to ahead in the count. Big swing and a miss. Jones gets the punch out to end the inning, and 3 are left stranded in the top of the 6th inning for Petoskey. Will that be the momentum that will get something going for the Lady Pioneers? You're back to the top of the order with Alyssa Brandon, Addie McMillan, Tessa Kelly. They are definitely dangerous to put up some runs. They put up a 6th spot in the top of the 1st inning in their first game here today against Sheboygan. But now it's undefeated Petoskey ahead 4-0. Clare 7-0. Petoskey coming into this game at 8-0. What a battle it's been. 4-0 is our score as we're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. Say Petoskey's had a lot more base runners. Verkotrin has been great, but again, I'll say it. Verkotrin's hit a home run. Carteret walked and came around to score. You take those 2 girls out of the lineup, and there's not a whole lot going on for Petoskey, except for that last inning when they were able to draw a couple walks as well as a bunt single, but nobody came around to score as Clare was able to get a big out at home. And the Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game. Buzelli hustling back from her catcher's position to get the out. Here we go. Bottom of the 6th inning. Clare. Got to make it happen. Here's Alyssa Brandon. Stepping up, batting from the right side. Get that feeling, top of the order here. Bottom of the 6th inning. If Clare's going to do it, this is the time. For Cotrin, back on the mound, showing bunt at the plate is Brandon. First pitch is going to miss for ball 1. 4-0 Petoskey with the lead here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the order up for the Lady Pioneers. Brandon shows bunt once again. It's a good one right to the pitcher, and she's going to be able to get it in time for the out. Another nice play from Verkotrin, this one on the mound. And if you're Brandon, I think that's the button you wanted, but it was just a nice play. Here comes Addie McMillan. And if you're Clare, you're now down to your 5 final outs. Verkotrin, first pitch is going to miss. 1-0 the count to the very, very dangerous Addie McMillan. She popped out to second base in the first inning and popped out to the pitcher in the 4th. Verkotrin walks back into the circle, ready to go with the 1-0. This one's going to be right towards left center field, or right center field, pardon me. It's going to get down extra bases. McMillan now looking to go 3. She is in there safely. So Addie McMillan with the triple, the first base runner that's been at third base this entire game for Clare, with Tessa Kelly coming up. And Coach Kelly very excited right now as maybe, just maybe, his team's finally got some momentum. Your number 3 hitter coming up, run around third base. 4-0 the score here in the bottom of the 6th inning. There was 1 out. Kelly's going to take the first pitch. It's going to miss. 1-0. Kelly grounded out to short to end the first inning. She singled in the 4th and was stranded at second after she stole second base. Verkotrin deals. This one's going to be hit high. Not very far. Not an easy play at second base, but gathering underneath it to make the play is Mia Owens. Here comes Breeze Yarger with Maddie Jones on deck. Again, this whole lineup is dangerous, but I'll say it again. You got a feeling you get that triple from Addie McMillan with one out. You got to at least get her in to score to get a run on the board before you head to the seventh inning. Verkotrin back into the circle. This one's going to be popped up. Almost making the play over at first base. It would have been an amazing catch over there if it was made by Avery Least. It's going to get away from her, though. 0-1 the count. Yarger steps back in. That's going to be over for a strike. 0-2 the count now to Yarger. Again, you don't want that runner to score from third base, but if you're Verkotrin with that 4-run lead, you maybe could think about pulling the string on this one, and if it gets away from the catcher, that's just that one run. That one's just going to miss. 1-2. Good eye out there from Breeze Yarger. The other thing that's impressive about Verkotrin, this is only pitch number 74 or so. She has just been effective all over the zone, has had great defense behind her. Grounder to third is going to get through the third baseman. So coming around to score will be Addie McMillan, and we're just going to give credit for an RBI single there to Breeze Yarger. And Clare gets a run on the board. It is now 4-1 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Runner at first is Breeze Yarger for Maddie Jones. She flew out to center field in the second inning. She struck out in the fourth to end the fourth inning. Verkotrin finally surrenders a run. This will be pitch number 75 coming up. 4-1 the score here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Runner at first, 2 outs for the Lady Pioneers. First one's going to miss to Maddie Jones. And Jones with the power to take it out to any part of this park here at Clare High School. 4-1 the score. That one's also going to miss to Maddie Jones. 2-0 the count. Morgan Campbell on deck. This one's roped towards center field. It's out of here! Maddie Jones with the bomb makes it a 4-3 game. And just like that, everything has changed as the Pioneers now have 3 runs here in the bottom of the second, or the bottom of the sixth, pardon me, and it is 4-3. Jones with the bomb to center field. It was a no-doubter. All the center fielder could do was just look up at it, and Carteret could watch it fly over the center field fence here that's about, maybe 10, 12 feet in the air as well. What a bomb there from Maddie Jones. And this game is a much different story now as it's 4-3. Campbell at the plate. First pitch will be over for a strike. You knew it was going to happen eventually. This Clare offense is too good to hold down for that long. But is it going to be too little, too late? 4-3 now the score. 2 outs here in the sixth. Grounder towards third. Nice play over there at third base and a nice dig over at first. Courtney Howard to Avery Leeson. That'll bring us to the end of the sixth inning. But you knew they were going to make it interesting. A big bomb from Maddie Jones to bring in Yarger. Before that, Yarger was able to bring in Addie McMillan. It is now 4-3, heading to the seventh inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Due up for Petoskey. That is the bad part. It is 1-2-3 due up for Petoskey. Alexis Carteret has walked, came around to score in the first. She singled and came around to score in the third. She flew out to center field in the fifth. Bree Verkotrin singled and was stranded at third in the first, had a 3-run bomb in the third, popped out to third base in the fifth. Cora Howard, number 3 hitter, struck out, has walked and flown out to left field. So the toughest part of the lineup coming back up for Petoskey. And as you look what Clare's got coming up, it'll be 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. But not your typical 7, 8, 9 when we're talking Olivia Forsberg, Savannah Buzelli, along with Kylie Wyman. Buzelli is 2 for 2 on the day. 4-3 the score. My, how quickly things can change in softball. Maddie Jones with the bomb. She's back on the mound now with all kinds of momentum, looking to get a scoreless 7th inning against the toughest part of the lineup for Petoskey to have it just be a one-run game heading to the bottom of the 7th. Jones into the circle. The speedy Carteret at the plate. First one. It's going to be fouled off or over for a strike. The sun's shining. Couldn't quite get a good angle on that one looking through the fence here. You got a better view than I do looking down that left field line. Comes the next pitch. That one's going to be low. 1-0 the count. Carteret looking to slap it. Just get it into play and try and get herself down to first base with her speed. And she has scored 2 runs in this ball game, 1 in the first, 1 in the third. Jones winds and deals. They get down the bump, but it's right to Maddie Jones. Over in time for the out. So a ground out to the pitcher is what we're just going to rule that one as. And here comes Bree Verkotrin. What a game she has had. She's been great on the mound, only giving up 3 runs to this powerful, powerful Clare offense. She's 2 for 3 on the day at the plate with a bomb and 3 RBI. Jones. Make sure she's got the right pitch. She winds and deals. It's going to be over for a strike. 4-3 the score. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Clare trails Petoskey. Big swing and a miss. Pulling the string on that one was Jones. Way out in front was Verkotrin. Cora Howard on deck. She's technically 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. Jones ahead in the count, 0-2. Just going to miss for ball 1. Thought she had the punch out there. As you often hear me say, best seat in the house brought to you by Woods Household Appliance. It is those officials, and we need more of them. Go to MHSA.com and click the Be the Referee tab if you'd like to be an official. Not a bad way to make a couple extra bucks as well. Ground out, it's going to be fielded at second base. Over in time for the out. Nice play from Melissa Brandon. And so 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th. And if you are Coach Kelly, you would love for 3 up, 3 down here to give yourself all that momentum going into the bottom of the 7th inning. And again, 2 up, it's Forsberg, Buzelli, Wyman. Jones ready. The first pitch of the at-bat. She's going to miss high, 1-0. And Cora Howard, the designated hitter, struck out in the first, walked and was stranded in the third, and flew out to left field her last time up in the 5th inning. Jones winds, deals. Big cut, big miss there from Howard. 4-3 the score. Top 7. Petoskey leads it. There's 2 outs. That one's going to miss high. 2-1 now the count to Cora Howard. 4-3 the count. It was 4-0 after 3 innings. Clare's continued to battle, and finally got something going offensively against Verkotrin on the mound in the last inning. The triple from Addie McMillan. She was brought in by Breeze Yarger, and then Yarger was brought in by Jones with a 2-run home run. 4-3 the score. Here comes a 2-2 with 2 outs. It's going to be fouled off. Excellent job staying alive by Cora Howard at the plate. Two and 2 the count. There's 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. Clare trails 4-3. That one's going to miss high. 3-2 now the count to the number 3 hitter, Cora Howard. Then more love going out to friends. Kenneth Egger, DDS, the Fisher Companies, WW Construction, Bogwai Bank and Bradley, Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Gross Farms, Brad Gross Electric, along with Almost Up North and Stitches for Britches. She gets the punch out to end the inning. Here we go. Bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 1-run ball game. What more could you dream of? Due up for the Lady Pioneers. It's Forsberg, Buzelli, and Wyman, 7, 8, 9. But I'll say it again, not your typical 7, 8, 9 type of lineup. And the last thing you want to do is send it back to the top of the lineup for Alyssa Brown, Addie McMillan, and Kelly. Be very, very surprised if it's not Verkotrin on the mound. And she gets some high fives and whatnot from her teammates and runs up and zings that one in there for her one warm-up pitch that I think she's going to take. Here we go. Bottom 7, 4-3 is the score. Here comes Olivia Forsberg. And her two at bat, she flew out to center field, grounded out to second. Any one of these three girls coming up, Forsberg, Buselli, Wyman, all have the power to tie this game with one swing of the bat. First pitch is going to be over for a strike. But as I say that, Verkotrin on the mound has probably been the best player in this game for both teams. Two for 4 on the day with that 3-run home run and done an excellent job on the mound. There's strike 2 swinging and missing that time is Forsberg. 4-3 the score. Pioneers down to their final 3 outs. They need to manufacture at least 1 run. They do that, we'll have some extra softball. They get more than 1, they'll walk it off. That one's going to miss. Woo. Forsberg takes that one. A tough take. Down 0-2 in the count, but she's got a much better eye than I do. Verkotrin ready with the 1-2. It's going to be fouled off out of play. And Buzelli on deck. She is 2 for 2 on the day. Hit them both right up the middle over second base. For Forsberg, you get on here, you get another one of those hits from Buzelli. She's going to be at third base, talking Forsberg. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. A big punch out there from Verkotrin as she pulled the string on it. Forsberg was way out in front. And here comes Buzelli. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning. Clare trails it 4-3. Looking for a big moment here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Savannah Buzelli steps in. She's going to swing at the first pitch. Looking to take this one yard. It's a swing and a miss, though. Kylie Wyman on deck. Then it's back to the top of the order for the Lady Pioneers. That one's going to miss. 1-1 the count. Verkotrin, similar to Maddie Jones. Score, inning, none of it really matters. She is just going to battle you no matter what the situation. Buselli's going to rope this one to left field for the single. She is now 3 for 3 on the day, and the tying run for Clare is at first base with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Going to have a pinch runner coming in to run for Savannah Buzelli is Sophia Buzelli. Here comes Kylie Wyman. Again, not your typical number 9 hitter. If you're Verkotrin and you think of her as a number 9 hitter, that could put you into a whole lot of trouble here. First pitch. Wyman's going to rope it. It's fair down the left field line. Stopping at second, trotting back is Buzelli. We have got runners at first and second with 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning, and we're back to the top of the order with Alyssa Brown. 4-3 the count. 2 runners on. Clare trails it by 1. A meeting of the minds on the mound right now. And that hidden ball trick, not near as easy in softball. Down to have the coach, Hassey, coming out right now as well. I'd be very, very surprised to see a pitching change here for what Verkotrin has done on the mound so far today. But we'll see if that is the situation. So we're back to the top of the order. Alyssa Brandon's 0 for 3 on the day. Behind her, Addie McMillan is 1 for 3. Behind her, Tessa Kelly is 1 for 3. There's nobody out. And it will be Verkotrin remaining on the mound. I am not surprised. Runners at first and second for Clare. Alyssa Brown at the plate. Could tie this game. She sends one to the outfield with the speed of Sophia Buselli at second. This one's going to be fouled off towards the road here at Brookwood Park. It was at Ann Arbor Trail. 0-1 the count to Brandon. Brandon struck out in the first, popped out to second base in the third, and bunted. It was a nice play from the pitcher to get her out in the sixth. That one's going to miss. The catcher almost with a little tomfoolery right there. I really like what I saw from behind the plate from Addie Seagraves. Just kind of let it roll out in front of her, and it was just kind of one of those, I dare you to try and take third base, and I'm going to nab you down. Nice piece of base running at second by Buselli. That one's going to be high. 2-1 the count. What a moment in this game. 4-3 the score. The go-ahead, the game-winning run for Clare is at first. At the plate, Alyssa Brown is going to hit this one towards outfield, diving to make the catch at center field, and then they're also going to get the tag at second to end the game. What a double play out in center field. Making the catch and the throw is Alexis Carteret, and that'll bring us to the end of the game. 4-3. Petoskey wins. Whoa! What a battle this was. You don't want to see it end on a double play like that, but give a lot of credit out in center field to Carteret for making the play. And it was her and Verkotrin all game long that were the dominant players for Petoskey. Our final, 4-3. Clare falls for the first time of the year, but I will say this again, playing up a division against a really good, still undefeated Petoskey team. We'll be back with our Bird All-American Grill postgame show to put a bow on this one here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome on into our Bird All-American Grill postgame show. The only place you'll ever find this guy postgaming is at the Bird All-American Grill. Alyssa Brown with a blast to center field, but a great catch and a great play from Alexis Carteret is able to get the double play to end the game. 4-3, Petoskey a winner. Oh, man, what a ball game it was. Clare scored 3 in the 6th, had 2 runners on in the 7th. Really looked like they were going to threaten and maybe walk it off versus Petoskey. But give credit to Carteret out in center field. That's not an easy play to make with all the pressure, and then to have the heads up to throw it into second base for the out to end the game. Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game. We're going to go with a tie here between our two pitchers. You always want to give it to the local kid, but what a game for Brever Cautrin. She was 2 for 4 on the day with a 3-run home run. She also only gave up 3 runs to this very, very powerful Clare offense. Slide it over. Same thing for Maddie Jones. She only gives up 4 runs to this undefeated Division Up Petoskey team. She hits a 2-run bomb herself to make it 4-3. So Maddie Jones, Brever Cautrin, our Zaid Batchelder ballers of the game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial. 4-3. The final score. Plans to be back on the airwaves in Monday with our first look at Mount Pleasant baseball, as they've got a very, very tough test against Flint Powers Catholic. Chris Bachman signing off till Monday here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.